You're looking at one of my favorite photographs I've ever taken. Because standing next to me is President Bill Clinton. And just a couple of hours before this picture was taken, he walked straight over to my band while we were playing his birthday party. A little later, we even took this one with Hillary Clinton. But believe it or not, those pictures aren't even the best part of the story. Here's what happened. I spent an afternoon hanging out with Hollywood celebrities and with one of America's most famous lawyers, and then the former president of the United States walked straight up to our band. Back in August of 2001, I was playing guitar with a band called The Sultans. One weekend, we were hired to play a private birthday party on Martha's Vineyard. We didn't know much about it. We knew it was a birthday party. We knew it was being held at an incredible waterfront estate. And we knew it had a Hawaiian theme, which explains these ridiculous shirts. I have to admit, I felt floral in many ways. The house belonged to William Rolnick, chairman of Mattel Toys and a major Broadway producer. Imagine one of those beautiful Victorian homes you see all over New England. Now put it directly on the water. Add a huge white tent, perfect summer weather, and about 80 invited guests. It was absolutely spectacular. After sound check, our band leader Jerry Bennett told us, "Go have a drink." That was life with the Sultans. We weren't just allowed to visit the bar, we were encouraged. He certainly didn't have to twist my arm. While I was ordering my first drink, almost none of the guests had arrived yet. One gentleman walked up beside me and started asking about my guitar. Not just casual questions, real guitar player questions, like, "How old is your Strat?" We talked guitars for several minutes. Then he held out his hand. "Barry Levinson." I immediately recognized his name. Rain Man, Diner, one of my favorite movie directors. Since he had already learned about my guitar, I figured I'd ask about Hollywood. So, what are you working on?" He smiled. "I just finished a movie with Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, and Cate Blanchett." I said, "Wow, that's quite a cast. What's it called?" He answered, "Bandits." A few months later, I went to see it. Great movie. By now, more and more guests were arriving. Suddenly, I wasn't just looking at party guests anymore. I was recognizing famous faces. Helen Mirren, Mary Steenburgen, politicians, business leaders, Hollywood people. Then Hillary Clinton arrived. But one person was still missing. The birthday boy. Bill Clinton hadn't shown up yet. Meanwhile, we started playing. Since it was a Hawaiian party, we had prepared exactly that. Beach Boys, surf classics, Elvis songs from Blue Hawaii. And yes, tiny bubbles. Believe me, nobody in our band expected Tiny Bubbles to become the soundtrack of the entire day. Halfway through Can't Help Falling in Love, something caught my eye. Bill Clinton had finally arrived. But instead of greeting his guests, he walked straight toward the stage. He stood there smiling, watching us finishing the entire song. When we ended, he applauded. Then he laughed and said, "Blue Hawaii, 1961. I saw it when it came out." That immediately broke the ice. Then he climbed onto the stage. One by one, he shook every musician's hand. No rushing, no Secret Service pressure. He stayed with us for 10, maybe 15 minutes, talking music, talking guitars, just relaxed. Very charming. Only after chatting with the band did he finally walk over to greet his famous guests. After one of our sets, somebody suggested taking pictures. Now remember, this was 2001. No smartphones, no selfies. I'd bought one of those Kodak disposable cameras from the drugstore. Then I realized something. If I wanted to be in the picture, who was going to take it? A man sitting nearby reached over. "Here, give it to me." It was Alan Dershowitz. He took the picture you're looking at now. And believe me, I was hoping he knew how to use a disposable camera. Because you couldn't check the picture until it was developed. Fortunately, he nailed it. Later, we also took this picture with Hillary Clinton. She couldn't have been nicer. By early evening, we packed up. But the day wasn't over. We had another gig that night at Lola's. Our regular fans were waiting. They expected soul music, James Brown, funk, dance music. Instead, Bert Taylor turned around and said, "Tiny Bubbles." We all looked at him like he was out of his mind. But we trusted him. We played the entire song completely straight. Tiny bubbles. You should have seen the disappointment on the crowd's face, befuddlement. You could almost hear them thinking, "What on earth are these guys doing?" Then Bert suddenly shouted, "1, 2, 3, 4, get up, get up." The entire room burst out laughing. It absolutely killed. Looking back, I've been lucky enough to play for Bill Clinton on 4 different occasions. But that very first birthday party on Martha's Vineyard will always be the one I'll remember most. As we packed up that night and headed to our next gig, I remember thinking, what just happened? I had spent an afternoon playing guitar at the birthday party of a former president of the United States, talked guitars with Barry Levinson, met Hillary Clinton, And somehow the night still ended with us playing tiny bubbles in a crowded bar. That's the beautiful thing about a life in music. You never know where the next gig will take you, or who you'll end up standing next to with a guitar in your hands. Those are the kind of music stories I'll never forget. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next story.